Yes, thank you. I have started my career as a student and youth activist in 1988 when I was 16, and I launched a campaign as a student activist to organize a Kashmiri diaspora student community living in Rawalpindi and Islamabad, because I was studying at that time in Pakistan, and the students from Azad Kashmir and Pakistani direct controlled area of Gilgit and Baltistan, and the refugee students of the Indian held Kashmir who being migrated to and settled in Pakistan did not have the opportunity to organize themselves in such a way that they can share their experiences and their difficulties and their thoughts about the ongoing movement in Kashmir. And we have been successful in organizing Kashmiri student circles in 10 different institutions, colleges, and one of the Rawalpindi Medical College as well. And then we have gathered ourselves and we analyzed the situation, what we as a youth can contribute towards the peace and development of our nation. And our first objective was to share the information and knowledge, those who are seniors in our class with the newcomers, because the students coming from far-flung areas and poor areas of Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, they do not have the exposure of the cosmopolitan life in Islamabad, and they do not have the the living conditions for themselves are not available, and the hostels and other issues. So that was the basically the basic bridge making among us, the students of different areas. And from then on, when those students later on become professionals and they settle down back in Azad Kashmir and Gilgit and Baltistan, so our that endeavor and our initiatives were carried on. And I visited Gilgit in 1995, in April 1995, and we reconnected with those youths who've been, the students in 1988, 1999. And then in Gilgit, I have spoken with the Bar Association Gilgit. I visited Skardu, and then I visited Chilas. And unfortunately, the Pakistani authorities did not want that the students and the youngsters from the youth from the Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan can organize themselves, and they have arrested me in Gilgit and escorted me out of the area. But our connections were much more stronger by then. And in 1998, when I visited again with my other comrades Gilgit, at that time there was more than 2,000 people in Hunza Chowk, and they have welcomed us all. And at that time the authorities could not dare to arrest us again. And in this way, basically what we did is to re-establish the connection between the people of Azad Kashmir and Gilgit and Baltistan. So let me explain to you that the situation in the other side, which is on the Indian side of Kashmir, that there is a line of control and we cannot freely travel to that area. And similarly, Pakistan, the Pakistani controlled area of Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, there is an hidden, you can say, line of control, that the people are the activists from Azad Kashmir, they are not free that much to travel to that area. So by our this peaceful political struggle, we basically trying to reconnect with the people under the occupation of the Pakistani areas. And similarly, on the other side, there is a people resistance movement, but that's in a different shape. So this eventually leads us towards the this opening up of the bus service between Srinagar and Muzaffarabad. And then in 1999, I have visited Korea. I've been invited by the International Conference of NGOs, by the UN over there. And from there on, this youth activism turns into an international cooperation and coordination. And then at that time, I was the chair of Kashmir Youth Movement, and one of my comrade Javed is now in your class. He can explain you more about the work of Kashmir Youth Movement, what we have done during that time when the conflict was at its height, the youngsters being persuaded to follow the extremist path, and we the youth, we the youngsters at Kashmir Youth Movement, basically when I came back from Korea, we have launched from Muzaffarabad the peace campaign. so that we can reassess our movement, where we stand, what are our goals, and we should not be part of the proxy war between India and Pakistan. So that the realization and the rationale of our movement was that we will never surrender to our basic right of self-determination, but we will work on through peaceful means, and by inviting international community and all those people who respect the right of self-determination and the dignity and liberty of the people. So through these connections, I've been to UN again in 2000 in New York, in the UN headquarters, where we have presented the case of the children in armed conflict in Kashmir. And then in 2001, I've been the speaker to an international NGO DPI conference. So that's a bit about my background. So now the question comes, what is the role of Kashmiri diaspora in working to resolve Kashmir conflict? I think through all these participations and networking at international level, the Kashmiri diaspora living in United Kingdom, USA and Europe have established to manage and to persuade the international community to exert their pressure on India and Pakistan, so that they can at least allow the movement of civilians across the line of control. And the outcome was the Muzaffarabad and Srinagar bus service, and Poonch and Rawalakot bus service. Then there were 3 international conferences organized by International Kashmir Alliance called ICA, one in London, then in Toronto, Canada, and then in Brussels, Belgium, which basically bring together the people of different faiths, the Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs and Muslims from Jammu, from Ladakh, from Kashmir, from Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Jammu and Kashmir as well, and the Kashmiri diaspora community. So this was the first contact in 2004, when the people from diverse backgrounds, political ideologies and political parties, region and religion came together, and they realized that we are all for the unification of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and none of us basically believe that our state should be divided in any way, or either on the religious basis or on the regional basis. So that was the basic gist of this international community, or the diaspora community contribution in bringing together all people from all the parts of the state. Now it comes that what are the diplomatic ties diaspora has with the major stakeholders. We can understand that in any conflict there are too many stakeholders. One, the basic and the prime stakeholder in a conflict is the people who lived in a conflict or a disputed territory, as we the Kashmiris are. So then there is India and Pakistan, and then the international community. And in every conflict we have seen that the people who basically profiteer through these conflicts, they have their monetary interest to in any conflict situation, and through that they can make money. And we can understand that in Kashmiri conflict, if the India and Pakistan are always at the at high state of alert, or in a state of war, as now both are the atomic powers, and this if the international community and those people particularly who believe in peace and harmony and international peace and security do not come up and stand by the people who work for and who want to share their knowledge and expertise and to contribute into international peace and security, then the people who always profiteer from a conflict will be at the helm of the affair. So what we have done is in terms of in the diaspora community to influence the situation in Kashmir. The recent report from the European Parliament by Emma Nicholson MEP Kashmir, present situation and future prospects. You students can access it through the internet or through the European Union website, and it's called Kashmir, present situation and future prospects by Emma Nicholson, MEP. So I am one of the other my fellow comrades fundamentally involved in this development of this report, and we have contributed our input from the perspective of the people rather than the official perspective of the Indians and Pakistan. Although this report is not comprehensive and it is not completely presenting the views and the situation on the ground, but we still feel that it is the first major international report who can really identify the issues of the people from the Pakistani controlled part of the Jammu and Kashmir, because from the Indian side of the Jammu and Kashmir, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch and other international organizations with their limited access to that area have produced some reports in the past. But still the position is that in the Indian occupied part of the state of Jammu and Kashmir and the Pakistani part of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, the authorities do not allow international humanitarian or the human rights organization to work freely. And from the recent events in Pakistan, you have seen and you have witnessed what's the state of civil society, civil liberties and justice is going on over there, and you can better judge what will be the position of the people over there. So hence what now, how important is the role of community development in resolving this conflict, and what steps have you seen taken in this regard? So in that perspective, I would say that when on 8th of October 2005 there was a devastating earthquake happen in Kashmir. So it was some of the people say that this is a blessing in disguise, in that way that first time ever the people in Pakistani controlled area of Kashmir have the opportunity to interact with the international community and the people from all over the world with different regions and religions, despite the fact that which country, which color, which region or which nation they belongs to, they have come for the rescue and the rehabilitation of the people of the earthquake devastated parts of the Kashmir. And at that time there was a great concern about from some of the international quarters or even some of the agencies that might be there are some Al-Qaeda is hiding over there and the people will have some security issues. But people have witnessed in last 2 years that Kashmir is the most hospitable, and despite the fact that they have been completely destroyed and devastated area, the people are so hospitable. The people have a true love and a true respect for all the people of other faiths and nationalities, and through these interactions what we have asking now is a complete comprehensive report from all those who have participated in the rescue and relief operation in Kashmir to present their experiences, what they have got through their interaction with the people. And then what we can suggest is that if the universities and the center like yourself as you are the students of the master's program at UNESCO Chair of Philosophy for Peace in Spain, so what I suggest is that there is lot more need towards the realization, to the fact finding of the social, cultural and the other issues among the communities, and to analyze the Kashmiri situation and the life of the ordinary people in living in a prolonged conflict situation. Because you can only suggest the solutions if you have the ground realities, if you have the perspective of the common man. The irony of the situation of the Kashmir conflict is that we have always been represented through Pakistani Foreign Office or the Indian Foreign Office. Whenever there is a discussion on Kashmir, you can find the official stand from the Indian ambassadors or from the Indian government or from the Pakistani government, and there is very little opportunity for the people of Kashmir to present their case on from different perspectives, because there are so many issues. We have the environmental problems because of the degradation of our forests, and the profiteering of the armies stationed in the both part of the Kashmir, and illegal logging, and because of that there are landslides, water issues and other problems. Then we have in Kashmir, for instance, you can say that there are the state resource sharing issues, like our water and the generation through hydel, and the electricity which being generated in Kashmir, and what in respect of that we get back from the both the Indian and Pakistani governments. So there are economical issues. There are some issues relating to the jobs. The youngsters of the Kashmir, the youth of Kashmir, they are the educated. There are 72% literacy rate in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, but there is no industries. The unemployment rate is very high, and when you go into the different departments in even in India or Pakistan, you've been discriminated on the basis of your ethnicity, and your because of we are from the disputed land, which is not the integral part of India or Pakistan. So they have different excuse me. So they have different relations in that. So what we are suggesting is that if there is a complete study on all these aspects, then we can see that where we are now and where we can head towards. So I am now open to questions. If anybody has some question, I think I was speaking too long. So thank you very much for your patience and listening to me. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you, sir. Yes, I am in Manchester at the moment. Yes. If I currently understand, the question is that what was the role of the Britain government in at the time of pre-partition? Is it right? Yes, of course, because as when India and Pakistan were created as two separate entities, two separate countries, the state of Jammu and Kashmir has a special relationship before the partition at the Raj time with the British government, and Kashmir became an sovereign state on 13th and 14th of August 1947, and from that date till 27th of October 1947 it remained such. And Great Britain, being the Permanent Security Council member and having the experience being over there, although that was not a relationship on the equal terms, but they have more experience and relationship over there. And what we expect is that, being the member of the Security Council, Great Britain needs to be more proactive in resolving the Kashmir conflict. Yes. Yes, what we have done so far is that from United Kingdom, we helped to organize trips from the youth organizations, some of the members of parliament, then some of the city council officials, and we would like to welcome. Because I had one of the organization is called Kashmir Development Foundation, which is a community development organizations based in UK and working in Azad Kashmir as well. And we have connections on the Indian side of Kashmir as well. And through this forum and this class, I extend my full invitation, cooperation for if any of you wants to visit Kashmir for the for study or to understanding the complexities or the ground situation over there. We will very much happy to help in whatever way we can to support any initiative from any institutions or university or any other organization who wants to help us in understanding and to heightening the voices of the people of Kashmir. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, Ms. Professor, on your this. I welcome this note, and I would suggest that through our communication, if is it possible, we can connect the Azad Kashmir University. They have established recently a peace department over there. Although it's not a master's program, it will be a diploma course over there. So we can see that how we can link up your institute with the Kashmir University Peace Department, and through that like we can as an organization on behalf of Kashmir Development Foundation, I can offer myself to facilitate any such initiative on that, and I will welcome any suggestions you might have. So thank you very much. I think we are over the time limit now, and we will be communicating in through our emails, and you can have any student can ask the question if they can feel further through email, and I'll happily to answer that. If some of them do not have the time to ask, or they are still thinking because of the time limitations they cannot ask, they can still send me an email. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.